Tetley Farm. We're on that stage over this weekend. The gorgeous Gemma Sutton, Bree Smith, Montague and Joel Harper Jackson will be performing to this field of people. It's exciting.
Hello guys, how are you? Sort your wellies out there, Sasha.
Sort my wellies out.
Welcome to the countryside.
How's it going? So you two came up from London last night?
Up from London town.
London town?
Yeah, drove a white van up.
Have you ever been this far north?
Yes.
I have too, yeah.
Yeah, we've done all over.
So tell us what we're here for. What is this?
So
How did it come about?
Well, Reuben Speed is a designer I've worked with at the Union. And then in lockdown, we were doing our upteenth quiz with Craig Nash, and afterwards drinking red wine. Reuben, who now has come home to live on the farm with his family, said, "Oh, I think I might have a licence on the farm for entertainment." So I think that night, which was about 3 weeks ago, I was like, "Right, that's it. Let's do a concert on your farm." But I mean, he's had concerts here produced by Live Nation, I think, with like 15,000 people, which are Tom Jones and people like that.
Yeah.
I think the last person was Mick Hucknall. So this is quite a small affair for them. But Reuben,
have you ever done outdoor?
No, I've never done anything before. But I've done UK tours. But there's something really refreshing about doing something completely different when you're asking about portaloos and where an ice cream van can go.
Fish and chip van.
It's like new challenges.
And Tom, you've been producing Roles We'll Never Play in the Union and
it's
the
just so
Turbine.
nice to come and something different, isn't it? Like having to put on something such large scale. It's nice to be able to see what goes into it.
And we
like
get to drive around in a golf buggy like we're at Glastonbury.
So
Nellie's been driving it. She thinks she's
off.
Yeah, it's
Talking
just.
to the cows.
We went on a midnight walk last night before bed and freaked ourselves out because the cows' eyes all go red. Well, I think they did.
No, they did. Who knew if you shine a light at a cow, the eyes turn red? Not me.
But Sasha, how's it been for you? Because obviously the Union went dark on the very night that I was going to do a gig there.
Yeah? I know your champagne's
yeah,
in the office.
Yeah, I remember. I was supposed to sing at that.
Yeah, Tom was there.
I set the popcorn now.
So this is back in the 16th of March. And like, how's it been for you? Like,
I completely lost my mojo in it. I didn't want to watch anything online. I didn't want to do anything. Couldn't do anything creative. Couldn't think about anything. And then, I don't know, at some point something kicks in when you have to try and get yourself out of that lull of not even being able to read books and things. I found it really hard. And then I suppose this tiny little spark that Reuben gave to us, and he has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, he's never produced before, and we've turned up here and he's organised practically everything here.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally been, how long? 3 weeks?
3 weeks. And it's nearly, it's nearly sold out on Saturday. Tomorrow night is about 70% capacity.
Wow.
So the whole field's going to be full up with people have it on picnic
excited.
blankets. So, and the cast have just turned up and are in vocal warm-up.
Yeah, so the cast, tell us about them. So they're all locally based, I guess.
Yeah, so they were obviously all in town in wonderful shows, like Joel Montague's from Waitress, there's Gemma Sutton, Joel Harper Jackson and Bree Smith. And like most people in London, or a lot of people, they've got to come home to be able to afford to live. So Gemma's been working, I'm sure she'll tell you, in a COVID-19 testing laboratory.
Yes, I saw.
Joel's been delivering parcels, and so the idea that to find people that were up here to make it easier as well, because they're in their bubbles and they can stay in their own homes and everything, and would you be interested? As soon as we asked, so keen to sing again. And it's quite scary when you haven't been singing for a while to sort of start the warm-ups, and oh my goodness, we've got an audience tomorrow night, so they'll run through today and then we have a dress rehearsal tonight.
But in the meantime, you opened up the Union Bar and you've had a couple of little jams around the piano.
Yeah, the first time someone played a piano outside, I think they announced, right, you can have live music outside from Saturday. We've just bought out the baby grand that's now on stage now. Oh my God, the cows are getting closer. We just dragged that piano around everywhere. I cried. It's so emotional. You don't realise how much you miss live music till you hear it again. And then we've had different pianists coming and playing each week at the Union, and people all sit outside on the tables, so they're all really well behaved, aren't they?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Table
there was
service
a band
now.
1 week with like 5, and it was incredible.
And it's just joyful because you're back around your own people, you're back around your family essentially, aren't you? And it just brings so much joy when everyone's so down and fed up.
And how's it been for Neil? So your husband was in Mamma Mia in the West End.
Forever changing, I suppose, as to when it might or might not
Is he okay
open.
then? Yeah.
March, I think they're hoping.
Yeah.
Possibly. No one knows. Everyone's in the same boat, aren't they?
Changes every day.
Yeah.
And tell me quickly about, so Roles You Will Never Play, you've got 2 gigs coming up, one at the Union and one at the Turbine.
So next Thursday, 27th of August at the Union, it's an emerging talent show.
Nice.
So it's kind of like, it started off out of grads, but then I thought that maybe just open it up to anyone that hasn't really had experience gigging, because it's so fun, isn't it, just singing at a gig. So that's next Thursday. That's been live streamed from the Union. I think we might try and have a little audience now because you're allowed indoor audience.
Yeah.
And then the 13th of September is the one with Paul Taylor Mills
Turbine
outside
at the
the
jetty.
Turbine.
On the pier?
On the pier, yeah. So that one's sold out now. So.
And are you singing at that?
Yeah.
We've all got to get
I am.
used to singing in the rain now, haven't
I know,
we? Because
yeah.
everyone's outside. So
Yeah.
it's
Well, it
like,
looks like the weather's going to be gorgeous this weekend.
I hope
hope
so.
so.
Don't jinx it, sorry.
We
Are
do
you-
feel like Londoners have turned up in the countryside
Yeah,
though. We're like
I know, look at us.
rocking it a bit.
Are you, having seen the stage, are you a bit disappointed that you're not on the bill?
Yeah, you can't just get up there.
No, I love doing this side as well. I really do.
Yeah.
I feel like I thrive in the environment. I love like a bit of admin, getting a bit down and dirty. I like it.
Amazing.
So I don't mind not being up there. They can
No.
do that.
Perfect. Right, I'll let you get on and see what else is happening. Now being taken to meet the stars. So we're now in the car on the way to meet the cast.
Oh no! Stop!
So Nell doesn't know how to reverse this car or this buggy. So now the 12-year-old.
Psycho!
Yeah, go. Wish me luck. So in here, Ed Court, the musical director, is now rehearsing with the cast. Let's go and have a look. Can you hear them? It's Frozen. They knew I was coming. So while the cast are finishing rehearsals, I might as well grab an ice cream. Why not? John Montague, what a pleasure to see you again.
Physically, to
I
speak to you.
know. Can't touch
Crazy.
you though.
I know.
Just want to give you a big
Corona,
hug.
Corona cuddle. That's what we've got. Yeah. Look at that. I didn't even notice that.
There
as
you
well.
go.
All sorted, isn't it? Oh, it's so good.
There's you. And I mean, to be fair, I struggled to tell you and Joel Harper Jackson apart. Do you get that a lot?
Do you know what's funny? I mean, obviously we look so similar.
Yeah.
No. Funnily enough, I've known Joel for years.
You have, haven't you? You've known him longer than I have.
Yeah. Well, Joel and Bree, a company that I set up about 10, 11 years ago now with a wonderful MD called Malcolm Force Peckham, who he's MD of the King and I Tour. Well, obviously was MD of the King and I Tour. We set up a company back in Cheshire called Curtain Call, and Joel and Bree were both part of that company. And then they just went on, obviously, to have incredible careers.
All because of you.
Well, not all because of me. I definitely taught them what not to do. So then they were like, "We'll never do that." So we'll do the right thing. But yeah, so it's nice to work with them, I guess. And then obviously Gemma, who's just me and Gemma did Carousel.
Yes.
About 5-6 years back, but she's amazing. So they're all amazing.
So have you been based up here since lockdown?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I had Mrs. Rona for 2 weeks.
Did
Yeah,
you?
I think a lot of people. I mean, I don't know when people are announcing that, but
Well,
I think
I
a lot
heard a
of
few
people
rumours
did.
about somebody getting it in Waitress.
Yeah, I think I wasn't the first one to get it. I think a lot of us got it, but I don't think it was just Waitress. I kind of think it went.
Yeah.
I think it was in London, obviously from December, January onwards, and I think a lot of illness went through the West End.
Wow.
So you know what it's like. You finish a show, don't
Yeah.
you? Then your body shuts down.
Yeah.
So naturally you think, oh, my body's just shutting down because I finished the show, and I was like, no, I've definitely got. It was definitely the worst I've felt. But luckily I was able to pull through as were many other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was kind of like I felt like I've had it now, so I'm like,
And that was such a shame for you guys to not see the contract out.
Yeah, like I think there's a group of us were still sort of hoping
Yeah.
that they might go, oh, do you want to just come back for 3 months just before Back to the Future goes? And we're like, yeah, come on, let's go. But we don't know. I mean, obviously the tour's going out in May.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to tell you loads about the tour, but I don't.
Would you do it if you were offered?
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't think there's going to be jobs that we can all go. Look at the plethora of work that we can all choose from. I think everyone's going to be a little bit like, I'll take what I can get, at least for the first maybe.
But do you enjoy that show?
Oh God, mate, yeah. Like, it was just the best, and to go from something like falsettos to that was crazy, because obviously we were such a tight knit group in falsettos, because there was only 8 or 9 of us in it anyway, and to do the show with such a strong message, to kind of do a show with a completely different message, but with just an amazing score, and then to get perform with Lucy and David, and then obviously Gavin and Sarah, it was like dream come true.
As you do.
What's not to love?
Are you Bezies now?
Oh, I mean, can you imagine? No, do you know it was funny actually though? But because me and Dave Hunter used to play FIFA in my dressing room, because obviously we were off stage for so long.
They're big dressing rooms as well, aren't they?
Really nice dressing rooms, but the girls had the big ones.
Yeah.
Which were all like, ironically, the girls are more on stage than we are. We're like, why haven't I got in? But yeah, we used to have like a little FIFA season. Then obviously when Dave left, we had this thing like, obviously then Gavin was there, so me and Gavin got on, but me and Gavin didn't play FIFA. No. So it was sort of a me and David thing, and then obviously when we were like oh my God, we're more excited because we've got a season to get through. Never mind the show, we were more like, we need to get through our FIFA season. And then we were going back and then we were like, for God's sake! So it's been, that group of people, I'm sure you interviewed a few of them anyway, but they're just so brilliant. Like,
Emily Hoskins.
Oh my God, Evie and I had the wonderful Evie and Hannah. Yeah. Both of them wonderful and amazing. And I saw Evie when we went to clear out our dressing room, so it was just nice to see her. And it was so, like you said, it was so sad, but not just for us, for everyone. It was just sad to kind of 9 to 5 didn't really get to say goodbye to their show and stuff. And it's just one of those things where you kind of feel like you just like the West End to sort of reopen, let the shows go back and finish their run that they were supposed to, and then carry on with its life. But hopefully what will be, and some things will happen. And
I've noticed you've been keeping busy though. A lot of online content,
little bits.
Bit of fitness in there as well. Is this what this is about?
Do you know what I mean? Casting directors, hi. No, this is just a little problem I had, and I've just had some rejection. So in literally 3 weeks, it's off. So it's fine. But yeah, it's. You just kind of, it's like all of us, you keep yourself,
I love your duets.
The one with Evie. I know, but listen, we should do another one, we said that. But it's just also doing it. And then you get to a point, have you found
How is this for you? Like performing down the...
I hate it.
Yeah.
This is why this is so important.
Yeah.
Like, when... Actually, it was Sasha put a Facebook status up, and I think we were just friends on Facebook through mutual people. And she said, anyone based up north? And I was like, oh, I'm based up north. And then all of a sudden, me and Gemma are attached to it, and then she went, oh, I'm looking for a couple of other people. And then I just got Joel and Bree involved, and it was like, all of a sudden, it's kind of like with what's on stage. And I was like, oh my God, this is a bit of a thing. Yeah. Like yourself picking up, I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's one of the live things that are actually one of the only live things, apart from...
But can you imagine how you're going to feel tomorrow night when you come out and...
It'll be crazy. I mean, it'll be amazing. Yeah. But I think we're all very sort of nervous as well, because we've not performed for 5 or 6 months. And that's like, we were singing and we're like... testing, 1, 2, low, larynx. But it's great. I mean, and they're amazing. And Ed is wonderful, who's our MD, Ed Court. So... It's been really nice today. Like, lovely to sing in a room.
And I've heard a couple of the songs that you've been practicing, but what else can they expect?
There is. Do you know, it's actually a really, really good mix. There's a lot for every, what we call like a golden oldies, where, like, some people talk about old people, but grandmas and granddads and, anyone that's sort of pre-1980, 1970 will know. It's like Rodgers and Hammerstein, and there's some kids like there's lots of Disney in there and stuff. Then we've also thrown in some new, like some more newer shows, more current stuff. And so it's got a nice mix, really nice mix. Yeah.
And anything from Waitress, maybe?
There might be a number from Waitress. Possibly. I might be whacking a number in.
Are you going to be tuning into Lucy and David this weekend?
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. My wife was like, no. No. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean those two together anyway, they're just dynamite when they sing. And they were in the show. And that was what was amazing about that show. It just had, you know, their chemistry on stage was brilliant. And even when Desi came, she was amazing. And then obviously Sarah and Gavin came, and they were amazing. And it was just a show that was full of brilliant people.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was nice because I felt like I was sort of the first actor to fly the flag in the Ogie role for sort of the working actors. Do you know what I mean? Rather than sort of being the celeb name. Although I saw Joe and he was one. I didn't get to see Blake unfortunately, but I saw Jack and Joe and they were both brilliant. I mean, I think that was good because me, Jack, Blake, and Joe look completely different.
Yeah.
So you kind of bring something you kind of can't view as the same because we look so different. But they were just an amazing set of people, and that's what you always miss from a show. You miss the show, but you miss the people.
And the pies. Do you miss
The pies. Well,
do you get to eat them?
No, well, the cast do. I don't. Furious.
Because I saw Nate Morrison like troughing away at the back of the stage.
Oh, and like, listen, do you know what I mean? I was like, why you got 5 pies in your bag, Nate? He was like, shh, don't tell anyone. But yeah, I think they were sponsored by Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
So we used to have Marks and Spencer's pies delivered, and then when the stage management, in fairness, were always like, right, well, these pies are getting overdue, so take them home. So people just take them home. Yeah. They were nice pies actually as well, but they weren't like American pies.
Right.
That was the only downfall. Like I really wanted them to be like a
big
proper
deep dish.
Yeah, American pie. I've never actually had one. I'd always love to have one. Like, and that's what I said. When next time I go over to the States, I'll make sure I have a proper pie. You know. So yeah, it's been good. Sunshine.
You are blessed by the weather. Hopefully it'll hold out.
Touch
Touch
all
wood
the
there.
wood needed.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, you must have seen the guys at the weekend doing a little night music in the pouring rain. Didn't that look stunning? And even Jesus Christ.
I saw, do you know Oscar Conlon Mori? I'm good mates with Oscar. I saw his like, drenched in his I was like,
pass me a hair dryer.
What are you doing? But I mean, he's a Sondheim fanatic.
Yeah.
So he showed me that picture of Janie D. Just bless her, like, so send in the class. I was like, send an umbrella. I was like, that's what you need. Do you know what I mean? You think someone would go behind her at least just to try? No, not bothered. Just let her in the rain.
No, exactly.
You know?
Let her get wet.
But do you know what? Bless them and Alex Park and that team for running that because this is the thing, and it just I think what's amazing is it's just shown with online content and the things that you're promoting as well as the Stagey blog, and you're seeing so many different events for people are trying to make stuff happen. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like not giving up. It's just the effort of making it happen. There's hopefully people that aren't necessarily, let's say, theatre goers have now probably become more theatre goers because they've gone, oh, there's an industry here that we should maybe go and support. And like I heard 1 in 2 people in the UK watch a West End show, and I never knew that. I thought it was 1 in 5 maybe.
Well, that's it, because we take it for granted because we live in the industry. We kind of see shows many.
1 in 2 is incredible. I'd never have put that number.
That's why it's brilliant that the shows are getting access through Netflix, and even if it's just for 10 minutes, just to give them that flavour so that people. Because I remember when I was a kid, I used to grow up watching Children in Need and Comic Relief as my access. Because you see West End shows.
You see the snippets, don't you? And they're all variety.
And then I'd be like, right, I want to go to London, I want to see that.
And I hope, in one sense, it's kind of focused as more, because I think the last couple of Olivier's have been brilliant. They've put a lot more shows in, and I think we should focus like that's what's amazing about the Tonys is if you've never got a chance to go over and see the show, you see at least a snippet where you can go on and put Beetlejuice or Mean Girls or whatever, because you haven't seen the show, you can see a little clip of it on YouTube because they performed at the Tonys. And sometimes I think the promotion, that like West End Live, they're all brilliant to do. I think every show should do them no matter what, because you forget. And I think the community now has really clubbed together and gone, we need to keep this alive because it's us that's going to lose it, not anyone. Do you know what I mean? And
again, for this, obviously coming to Crewe, you're bringing the West End to Crewe.
Yes, where I live, Crewe.
Like a lot of the people
Crewe
that
massive
perhaps coming this weekend might not have seen West End shows.
No, I mean,
seen you perform.
No, I mean, probably want to turn around to me. No, I think it's nice to. I think again, things like this have opened a door. Like I didn't know that things would go on in Batley Court Farm. And I'm 33. And I've lived in Crewe my whole life.
Was here last.
Ridiculous. Tom Jones has been here as well, and I was like, listen, get me on the same
big wellies to fill there, babe.
Listen, love Mick Hucknall. If you don't know Mick by now. Really bad joke. I just think it's wonderful. I mean, there's something for everyone. And like you say, but you are bringing the West End to sort of Cheshire and in a nice field, an open park. No one can sort of complain because we're following regulations, and
I love it. I feel like I'm come to Glastonbury, because this time last year I was in Edinburgh, and I should be in Edinburgh now.
I'll tell you what, they and honestly, I actually think the West End are missing a market there.
Yeah.
To do like a sort of a weekend where shows, but I mean they do West End Live, but I think West End Live could be bigger than what it is. Get in Hyde Park. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's enough people now. It should get bigger and bigger and bigger, because it's what promotion it is for those shows and touring productions if they're around, or you know what I mean. It's a really good thing, but hopefully this pandemic has made people realise that we need theatre, we need live entertainment, not just theatre, music as well, and we'll go forward and get bigger. I hope so.
Amazing. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night.
I know.
I'll be there.
Nervous. Really nervous.
Shouldn't be, you'll be fine.
True though, because you just don't, do you? You don't think about it when you don't perform for so long, but it's brilliant. Really, really excited and nervous.
So when people arrive, they've already been assigned a pitch, so they'll know where they're sitting, and then they'll come along, but in rows, and say their pitch is R8. They'll find a cone with R8 on, and then they've been assigned a square here that they need to stay in, and then there's 2 metres until the next square, 2 metres to the next square. There's a bar at the back, toilets here, stage there.
Sutton, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I've not even seen you since your West End triumph recently in that beautiful show.
Aw, yeah, it was good, wasn't
Because I
it?
saw it at the Old Vic,
Yeah.
but then I didn't get a chance to see you guys. But how was it?
It was cool, yeah. It feels such a long time
Yeah.
ago now. Because we did it in Toronto, then we were in town for Christmas. Yeah. It just does seem like a different world away.
Yeah, doesn't it just?
Yeah.
Completely different. And it's been a different world for you, because I've been following you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Your new change in profession. Tell me about
Only
this. So like,
temporarily, but
but how did this come about?
and
So what have you been doing?
So I actually moved back up north just in February because I wanted to spend some time with family,
Yeah.
and I was me and my fiance were going to plan a wedding in 7 weeks. So we were just about to do that, and then it all got very serious, obviously.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's been great because it meant that I have had lockdown with my family, helping mum and dad, just being near your family, which I think it helps.
Yeah.
My sister works for a company that is to do with science and chemistry and pharmaceuticals, and she saw this job about making coronavirus test kits, which is what I've been doing, which has been really interesting and completely different. And I had to wear a white lab coat and all the PPE and just learn really quickly what to do and everything.
And did you do it for that reason? You wanted to help. You saw what was happening, and you.
Well, I mean, absolutely, yeah. Of course, it felt good to be doing something. I mean, also, we needed to earn money because the whole industry, all of a sudden, obviously, everything disappeared. And I did have a job I was meant to be doing in the West End starting in May. So yeah, I sort of had to just rally and think, what are we going to do? And I'm just grateful that came along, because it has been hard to find work for people, I think.
Yeah.
Hasn't it?
Yeah,
And we can't, well, I can't just sit at home and hope that it's all going to be okay. Just have to keep paying the bills and everything.
And you talked about your wedding plans. Is that just on hold now?
Yeah, we might do it in November.
Right.
That was the next date that we'd set. I don't know. I play it by ear every day. It depends what's going to happen. We might have a small ceremony in November and then a bigger party next year. I think that's probably most likely going to happen. But I love being up here. I love the countryside. I love the fact that we're going to be, performing on a farm.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm, so it feels like
There we go. You've come home. But for people who live around here in Crewe, it's like some people might not have even seen a West End show, let alone seen any of you guys, and you're coming home to them.
Oh, well,
How does it feel?
It just feel very lucky that I've been, asked to do it. And I think we've got Stoke Theatre nearby here, Manchester's up the road. So I think a lot of people will have been to those venues. I know there's lots of people really excited about it. I'm worried about those venues. I'm worried about the regional venues and if they'll survive, and especially with losing the pantomimes this year.
Yeah.
So we just want to bring a bit of joy to people.
Yeah. And how's it been for you, not singing and not doing what you love?
That's interesting. At first, to be honest, I didn't feel like singing at all.
Right.
I felt I was just too worried about everything. I was too worried about, you know, if people were going to get ill, and I don't know if anyone else felt the same, but just the creativity just like disappeared. And over the last, say, month or so, maybe 6 weeks, I felt it come back a little bit. And I want to do more gigging this year. I've got like a little idea for something involving a horse box, transforming that into like a mobile stage thing.
Love it.
Like they used to do in the medieval times, you know, the actors used to sort of go around on a cart. And I just think if venues, it's going to be hard for venues to do things because economically it's going to be right. But if I can somehow bring it to people, like pub car parks or you know, fetes and stuff, because I think there are some outdoor events that are happening. So yeah, I'm sort of getting quite close to sort of making that work. And it's exciting.
And are you excited about being on the stage and singing again?
Yeah.
How has it felt like rehearsing today with other people?
Like you feel like you come home. Like it's been really nice to sing harmonies with people and like, because of not singing for such a long time, or just sort of, I've obviously been getting my voice back in the last few weeks because of doing this. It's interesting. I feel like it's reset itself a little bit, because whenever would any performers or anybody in our industry have a period of maybe 4 or 5 months where we're not necessarily doing it every day, you know, because we're not in classes and we're not on stage or whatever. So it's been really interesting to sort of see if it's still there. I think it is.
And it looks like you've got the weather for it.
I hope so.
Have you got family coming over?
Yes, my mum and my dad and my sisters are going to be there. I hope,
Pack the picnic.
Yes. And even if it does rain, which we don't know because it's British summer, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone will just put a brolly up and a blanket round them, and you know.
I mean, you must have seen the guys in Jesus Christ Superstar and a little night music recently, singing in the rain. Janie D there, giving it all. How stunning was that?
I know, it's incredible. But that's just a testament to how we just get on with it, don't we? Yeah.
And have you felt that from the industry, that kind of?
I've been so inspired by seeing what people have been doing, you know, especially with all the recordings of things and the Zoom stuff, which I've not sort of got involved in, mainly because my technology is not very good up here, but I've been so impressed, and the ingenuity of people. And I hope that sort of continues, that we start to think of theatre in a different way. It's not just got to be in a big massive theatre in the West End. It can be anything as long as it's connecting with people.
Exactly. Gemma Sutton's horse box. Today, Crewe. Tomorrow.
I'm really happy to do it up here. I love performing up here, and it's been really interesting seeing. There's so many performers that are based up here, but you don't think about it. You think everyone's based in London. Well, they're not. There's such a lot of talent up here, as there is in every area. So maybe we should all think about what's going on in our town, see what we can do. If people have moved home, see what you can sort of create in your community.
Well, that was it. I was watching the Choir of Man, which is made up of people from all over the world. They've kind of started now to get together, and they're hoping to do a gig in different pubs around the world.
Really?
Yeah,
cool.
Which is going to be incredible. Like America, Ireland. They've already done the first one in London last night. It was, and they're hoping. But again, there was people from Manchester who are going to hopefully do a live Choir of Man gig in Manchester, which will be incredible.
Excellent, yeah.
So there's definitely stuff coming up.
There will be. It'll find a way. It always does, doesn't it? We have to have the music and arts in our lives, otherwise it's not worth living, really, is it?
Oh. On that note, so tell me about what songs are you looking forward to singing in this? What is it going to be? Is it a mix of stuff that you've done before, or anything new?
I feel like I've actually really looked out, and that there's quite a lot of stuff that I have done before, because it's a bit scary, the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some Carousel, there's some Chicago. I'm doing a bit of Don't Rain on My Parade, which is just such a great song. There's some really cool harmony stuff we're doing. Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King, some from Hello Dolly, a Gershwin section. Just things that all the crowd pleasers, really. We want everyone to sing along. We want everyone to feel that we want everyone to forget their troubles for a night and just sort of be nostalgic about the good times, knowing that they'll happen again.
And you mentioned Carousel there, so you obviously did that with Joel.
Yeah.
So what's it like being back and seeing him again?
I love Joel.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Oh, he was so brilliant in Waitress, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, did you see him?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, he absolutely
Incredible.
just stole the show. I love him. He's just such a great person, and he does a lot up here. He's got his theatre school and stuff. I really admire that to anybody who like gets off the bums and does something like that. So and I know Joel Harper Jackson I think he's from Macclesfield, where I'm from. I did with him years ago, and I don't know Bree, so it's been really nice to get to know her. Stunning, gorgeous voice.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and Sasha, who's producing Reuben. Sasha, I've got a lot to thank her for, because she obviously runs the Union.
Yeah.
And I did like 3 shows at the Union back in the day, and it sort of helped form my early career. So I've got such a lot of respect for her.
Yeah, and it's like, say, it's these theatres that we have to look out for. And
Yeah, the ones that won't get this funding, they keep talking about this massive, 1.57 billion funding, but yes, it'll go to some places, but it won't go to them all. And obviously the main concern is luckily there's a big drive about, is that not very much of it at all will be going to the industry people themselves, the freelancers, and that's scary, because there's not going to be not many people will last it out.
Yeah.
Because we can't, it's terrifying. That everyone, crew, lighting, sound, costume designers, it's such a massive industry.
Yeah.
So, isn't it?
But while we're here, we're going to enjoy the weekend.
Yes, we will.
So
We'll keep positive and just forget everything for a night and just enjoy the music. Yeah.
amazing. It's so lovely to see you again.
You too. You too. Thanks for coming.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
I feel like
thank
I've
you.
copied your look.
I mean,
Matchy
the blonde and
matchy. Is this new? Is this a lockdown look?
Yeah, I've had blonde about a year ago, like this, and then I just went
Oh,
back.
so you were ahead of the trend.
Yeah.
So during lockdown, every gay man dyed a hair blonde.
Mhm.
And I'm just a walking cliche.
I
But you were
mean,
setting that
that's why I
trend a
look-
year ago, so
Yeah,
thank you for leading that way.
of course.
So how's lockdown been for you?
It's had its ups and downs. It's been alright. It's been good on the most half.
Yeah.
Just doing lots of stuff, keeping busy, teaching
Yeah,
lots
because
of
you've been
classes
doing your fitness
online.
classes, haven't you? Is
Yeah.
that every Thursdays?
Yes, I do a commercial on a Monday, and then I've
Yeah.
been doing like musical theatre on Thursdays, and then Saturday school for the stagecoach I used to teach at. Been doing online Zooms for the whole of summer, so that's been on the whole
Wow.
of lockdown, let's just say. But yeah,
And what's it like to teach them over Zoom?
over Zoom.
They're quite
Well,
receptive, I guess. 'Cause
Yes, with Zoom it's great. On YouTube, when I've been doing live YouTubes or live Instagrams, it's weird because there's
Right.
no one, there's no one to feedback. They can type in the chat, but there's no one there.
Yeah.
But when it's Zoom, it's better because you can actually see them.
Yeah.
But there's always like a second delay. So even like when I'm singing to the song, they're hearing it like a second behind. So when they all singing is horrendous. Dancing is fine. Dancing on Zoom is okay, but singing, yeah.
And I've got to ask, because obviously I was saying before at this time last year I was in Edinburgh Fringe. I was supposed to be there again now. For you were supposed to be
In Hello,
a little
Dolly.
show called Hello Dolly. How must that feel? Has that registered
Yeah.
at the moment? Are you-
It registered a few weeks ago.
Right.
And I was like, oh.
Because it has been postponed for not next year because Imelda's busy with the Crown. It'll be the year after.
The year after, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see where I am at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it would have been a dream
Yeah.
job. it is what it is. Like, lots of people have had things taken away from them, I guess, and we're all in the same situation. So I feel a bit sad, and I was doing it with quite a few of my friends that I knew as well. But it is what it is. We just have to live and you learn, and like, I won't be doing this concert, had I not.
Exactly.
Like, this will be fun. There's lots of new experiences that I will do that I wouldn't have been able to do, I guess, if I was doing that. So I literally have to, which means I have to look on the bright side of life, you know.
And did you move up back here?
Yeah, I moved back for the whole of lockdown.
Yeah.
But then I'm moving back in September.
Right.
And just doing loads of teaching at a couple of a drama school, and then just various stage coaches and things like that.
And it's been quite nice to have a bit of time out and away.
Yeah, it's been nice to spend time with the family.
Yeah.
And be in the country air, not be in the big smoke. Yeah, it's been nice and just relaxing. I'm such a workaholic, I don't like to relax.
Yeah.
So I've literally like scheduled into my to-do list, relax for 2 hours, or go on sunbathe, or watch Netflix, so I could just, yeah.
And is that the way you've been finding you've been able to relax?
Yeah, because I just feel like there's something to do. If I have a whole day of not anything on my to-do list, I just feel a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
But because I've not worked, I've only been teaching and stuff, I haven't done a like delivery job or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've had a lot more spare time, basically.
And I guess because you've been keeping your voice active, it's probably not felt such a fish out of water today.
Yeah.
But how has it felt to...
It's just nice. It's nice to sing with other people. It's nice to hear harmonies. But again, it was the learning of the harmonies. I was like, oh yeah, it's been 5 months almost. Well, more than that actually, because the last thing I did was panto, so I finished in January. So actually, it's been a good 6 months, 7 months since I've learned something.
And how are the words?
Yeah, they're 95% there. By tomorrow they will be 100%.
But I think the beauty of this event, like, so many people are just so excited to see live music that even if you get the words wrong, even if it rains, it doesn't matter.
They're just they're with you. They're supporting you all the way. Yeah.
Are you excited about seeing an audience for the first time?
Yes, I really am. I think a few minutes before, that's when the nervous energy, good nervous energy will come in.
But then for you, of course, you did a Vita open air, so you'll be used to the elements.
Yes. No, Vita was great.
How many shows did you get rained off? Many?
1.
Wow,
or
that's
2.
not bad.
When it rained, they just mopped the stage and then put us back on again. Like, there was one time we stopped 5 times because they don't want to cancel the show, obviously.
Exactly.
Oh, wasp. They don't want to cancel the show, so they just mop the stage and then we go back on. It rains, mop it again. So I think it's just 2.
And when they were talking earlier in the year about bringing the show back, were you secretly hoping it was going to be a Vita?
Yes, our whole WhatsApp chat blew up as soon as they said that Regis Park can open in summer. Our whole group chat blew up, like Twitter blew up and everything, like Evita, like just, tagging the directors in and stuff, and then they did JCS.
But they've got your stage as well.
And they've got our stage. Oh yeah, that group chat blew up again. They didn't choose our show, but they're using our stage, sure. So
but I mean, both of incredible shows. Did you see
yeah.
Jesus Christ?
Yeah, I watched it a couple of years ago at the park. Yeah. And it's an incredible show.
Both shows were kind of in a similar vein, weren't they?
You could do one of our dance to.
Yeah.
I don't know, one of our routines went perfectly to Christ, you know I love you, because it's the same beat.
Yeah. And do you think you'll get a chance to go down and see it?
Potentially. It's on for a couple of more weeks.
Although it's selling out. So.
Yeah, and I've got friends in it, so and one of my friends hasn't been in it before, so I should really. But we'll see. We'll see what the bank's saying.
And then what are you singing in this? Have you got a few favourites coming up?
Yeah, so solo I'm singing is Almost There, from Princess and the Frog, one of my favourite songs. But then I'm switching it up to Summertime and So In Love. So there's like a mix of legit and contemporary and belt, which is also interesting in the voice after not doing 8 shows a week.
And of course is it both Joels you know? Yeah,
so I did, so I was in Curtain Call Productions, which Joel Montague runs, and me and Joel Harper did Footloose together, Amdram, about 9 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. So that's how I know both Joels, and I'd never met Gemma until today.
Yeah.
Heard of her, of course.
Was it nice to see the boys again?
So lovely.
Have they changed?
Not a bit. Joel Montague, I see him all the time, but Joel Harper I haven't seen since he was in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes,
so probably about 2 years. 2 years ago,
yeah.
I haven't seen him. So, yeah.
I know he's looking good, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
I look at him and like, how? Like I've just been eating and drinking everything
Oh
since
yeah.
lockdown.
The flow skirt.
Well, unless you've been doing your fitness classes twice a week,
yeah.
I need to get on that in a little bit first. And I've got to ask about everything that's happened since George Floyd and Black Lives Matter and how that's impacted you.
Yeah, I think it's been a good eye opener to the world actually.
Yeah.
Because the Black Lives Matter movement has obviously been going on for decades, for centuries actually. Not called Black Lives Matter, but the lovely Gemma. It's been going on for so long, and it's not been publicised and not been noticed and not been. I'm just glad that lockdown and social media is such a big thing. That it's been circulated and people are now educating themselves in a lot of things. I'm educating myself in a lot of my history that I wasn't taught in school, that I didn't know about. So I grew up in Nantwich for 19 years before moving to London, and it's a predominantly white neighbourhood town, and I didn't incur much racism here and there, but it was more so ignorance in terms of they weren't educated in terms of my hair, in terms of do I tan in the sun, and just in terms like what foods I was bringing into school in my packed lunch. And they were children, so it's not a racist thing, it's an ignorance thing, it's a not knowing. So I was always the token black girl. I was always the black girl out of so many people. But then moving to London, it's obviously a lot more multicultural, which was nice. It was nice to see other people's cultures, eat lots more food. But yeah, I think it's just awakened lots of things, and especially in the industry as well, performing arts industry. Things are starting to change slowly, and I'm so happy for that, because it's a long time coming.
Do you feel confident that we are now progressing in the right direction?
Yeah, I think so. I think for some people and organisations, it's made them put up a wall and they've actually gone back steps, or it just lets you know who's your friends, who supports you, like what's some people's true colours have come out in this time, which I just wouldn't expect certain people to say certain things, and it's not an ignorance thing, because it's black and white, this is what it is, and you're still choosing to feel this way because of X, Y and Z. So I think on the whole we're going in the right direction. Change is happening in terms of race, in terms of castings, and all of that. So we shall see in the next few years. My kids' generation, it should be sorted by then. We'll see.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to watch you guys this weekend.
I'm
so excited.
What night are you watching?
I'm coming tomorrow night.
Ooh, okay.
I want to be there for when you first see that crowd.
Yeah.
I think by Sunday you'll be like, yes, Matt.
Better do like, woo! What a weekend.
Well, make sure you enjoy it.
Cool, thank you. Thank you so much.
Everyone brings their own cow. Bring your own farmyard.
And then we've got a block chip van and an ice cream van.
You and Joel Montague, I'm sure you get compared a lot.
Never. We actually don't.
But you've known him for years, haven't you?
Yeah, 8, 9 years now.
So when did you do Rent in concert with Kerry Ellis?
2013.
That's when I first met you.
Yeah, and then I did stuff with Joel before in 2011, 2010. 2010, 11 and 12.
So I feel like I've come back home talking. You were my very first interview.
Huh?
Yeah, the very first person I interviewed.
Oh yeah.
You broke me in. And now we're back.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
Always on, babes.
Yeah.
So how have you been?
Yeah, really good. I've actually had a really nice 2020 so far. As awful as it's been
Yeah.
in so many ways.
Yeah, because you've done a lot while we've been in lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, I've well, kinda. I mean, I don't want to say I have, but yeah, got a flat.
Yep.
Pretty much nearly right next to the palace. I've nearly finished
In Manchester.
In Manchester, I've nearly finished the album. That's just got.
And you started this album last year, was it?
No, we were in talks of doing it, and then we were like, okay,
Right.
let's do it. And then we actually started it maybe in just before lockdown.
Wow.
We were doing stuff then, and then where we could, I was.
So
locked
for
in
you,
one
you
room.
were always planning to spend this time.
This was always
doing
gonna
that
be
anyway?
Well, not just that, but it was this year was definitely a step back from theatre
Yeah.
because
Because you'd just come off tour.
I was knackered,
Yeah.
and I just wanted a break, and I just wanted to live. Like, I moved into a lovely flat in last November with my best mate. We've got a dog as well. We bought a dog in lockdown, and it's just been a time of like just sitting back and enjoying life instead of having to feel like you're on a treadmill and you always have to. Okay, what's next? You know, seeing cast lists come out and things like that. I've just felt no pressure and honestly no desire or want to do anything. I just wanted to do nothing. It was only up until like maybe last month or the month before that I was like, well, it'd be really nice to get into a rehearsal room and just you know,
Because
be with others.
you've kept your voice going, obviously, as well as the album. You've been doing your online.
Yes, I've done a few. I did one of those concerts, and so that was nice. Just a few little things just to keep you.
Was it weird, like sing down a lens as opposed to having an audience?
It was strange, but like, so it was very intimate.
Yeah.
But at times, because I just felt like I was singing for myself and my dog, like I just found myself zoning out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hang on, people are watching me. Like, you know, be a little more entertaining and animated. People were just like, but yeah, but it was nice because it was. There's a certain thing that a camera gives you, the intimacy that you get from a camera. But yeah.
You did a concert for the Hope Mill Theatre, which I know is a very special theatre for you because you've performed there.
I have,
in
yes.
Little Women, and it's a Manchester-based theatre where you're from.
Yeah, and I know me and Will like kind of knew each other from back growing up. Like we're from the same kind of like dance school and things like that, so we knew the same people. But yeah, I'm actually recording like I don't want to say music video because I hate that word. It just makes it sound really cheesy. But the video that is going with my music from the album at Hope Mill Theatre. So they've let me use
it. It is a music video. You can say that.
I guess it was a music video, but
I mean, you look like you're morphing into George Michael, so you might as well.
It's very bright out.
You might as well just embrace it. You're a rock star now.
Going very George Michael. Just earring, don't I?
Yeah, that's all it
I love the
is.
jacket. But yeah, no, I love that place. So.
And do you share that kind of their concern that they're that going to struggle when even bail out? It's the smaller theatres that we have to really worry about. And they're so needed, especially that theatre.
Massively. I mean, they came from. The thing that really annoys me is they worked so hard to get where they are, and they just from nothing as well. And they just cracked out show after show after show with great reputations and great reviews. But those are the theatres that aren't actually getting the help. It's the big, massive theatres that are actually fine because the men at the top are essentially rolling in it. But these boys aren't, and it's So I'm quite devastated. However, I don't want to say all hope is lost. I hope that they're going to be fine. I pray that they're going to be fine because it's just such a cute, brilliant, wonderful little venue that Manchester really needs. I want Manchester to have more.
And again, so we've got the Union Theatre, which you're associated with because you did a show there.
I did.
With Sasha.
Yeah, Pacific Overture was 6 years ago, I think.
And that's again a beautiful little venue that it feels like a family business. 'Cause it is.
That's the thing. That's.
So is it nice to be coming back and working with Sasha again?
It's lovely. Yeah, it's just so random. I got a little message from Joel Montague, and who we've done stuff with before, and I think they got in touch with him, and then he was like, right, people of Cheshire, and then I didn't even know that Sasha was related to it. I was like, oh, Sasha's doing, oh, amazing. The industry is just so small. I absolutely love it. But yeah, it just feels like a nice little jolly. Like, it doesn't feel like work yet.
But you spent the day rehearsing, and how's that felt to be in a room with other people? Lovely.
I mean, we all came into it, we were like, I'm really excited, but I am quite nervous because, you know, singing in front of people and stuff like that. It just feels like we've never been away.
Really?
As if we've never said goodbye. Yeah, it just feels like, I remember doing that, and we're back. I mean, of course we're not back, but it feels very nice to just be in a room singing with other people.
And are you excited about stepping out in front of an audience?
Yeah, however, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Like, a little bit, but I think it's just going to be quite chilled.
Yeah.
There's a few bales of hay, checkered shirts, boots, singing some show tunes, and everyone's going to have a
Is there a
little
style?
picnic.
Is there a narrative to the show?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just well-known, lovely songs for the family.
And then there's songs that you're looking forward to singing?
Yes. I'm singing I Am What I Am. That's one of my favourites.
That big gay anthem.
Yeah. Last Night of the World.
Oh, nice.
With Gemma.
You'd have made a lovely Chris.
I've never had the opportunity to. I've never auditioned, but yes, I would one day like to.
Yes, I would.
I would have. I agree. Listen up, Cameron. No, one day it would be lovely to give it.
Let's talk about you turning your hand to producing, because I know you've produced things before, but you've got a new venture coming up as well.
Yeah. It was so. Me and my best mate, Dan, who actually used to be a producer, gave me my first.
And he produced you in Rent.
Yeah, he gave me that, and then he did loads of shows before. He just kind of said, "Do you want to come on with me? I think you'd be quite good at this." So I said, "Yes, absolutely." And then we were doing like these afternoons of music and things like that, and then lockdown happened, and then so we'd produce shows, kind of small scale, like an afternoon tea with, you know, musical guest number one, and then lockdown happened, and then we heard that this covered drive-in theatre was coming to Manchester, and we had a few shows in mind that we wanted to do and that Dan had done before. So it's power ballads live with like a 16-piece orchestra, and then 4 singers, myself, Simon Gordon, Sandra Regan, and Eloise May Davis. And it's just like, if I could turn back time, or just all, I don't want to miss a thing, just all like the big bangers of the 80s. And then we're doing Queen by Candlelight.
But talk us through this venue, because it's incredible. So the stage is in the centre, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a huge warehouse.
It's basically kind of like a covered, massive tent.
Yeah.
Like you drive into it, like the sides are open.
Right.
You drive in, and so that's the centre, and then there's cars all round, and then they just keep on going round. And beside your car is like little pop-up seats where your party can sit, or you can sit in the car depending on whatever you want to do if you don't feel safe. But it's all above board, it's all safe. We've got actors interacting with the audience from a very safe, socially distanced place. And then, we'll just sing up some belters, and then
because you have to talk to me about the album. Like, what can people expect from you? Because you've had such an eclectic range of legit and rock, and
I started back in the day like being kind of legit, and then just as theatre has gone, it's all very poppy, so I've just kind of, my voice kind of adapted and changed. But basically it's
songs that mean something to me, that are significant to me and my past, and some of them are theatre. I've got 4 musical theatre, and the rest are like pop and just all sorts. So I take the song, I turn it on its head and make it sound completely different, and we have piano, guitar, cello, bass, and just all sorts. I've got, and I'm duetting with 3 people on it as well.
Are you allowed to say?
One of them's Jodie Steele. Woo! One of them's Lauren Byrne, and the last one is Simon Gordon. I feel like I didn't. When I first came to do it, I was like, yeah, it's just going to be like a little thing, but as it's gone on, it's just kind of got like, the guy that I'm working with is just incredible, and he really listens to me, and like anything that I say is just like, yeah, and so I really feel like it's such a collaboration, but like it's kind of like how I want it to be done, and I feel like that's like a really lovely thing for me to look back on and go, that was exactly how I wanted it. And like, but it just, for me, like he'll send me a song back and I'll just go, fuck, that's so how I wanted it, and it's just surpassed anything that I imagined before. So I am very excited. I'm doing a photo shoot for it in 2 weeks, and I've got someone to sort all my album artwork. So yeah, it's going to be a very exciting time. End of September, October, I think it's when it's going to come out.
And for you, so you kind of gravitated naturally back to the north anyway, and already kind of had the intention of coming back this year. Are you missing London?
No, not a single bit. No, it was always in my mind. Like I did my time in London, and I think now, because I wanted to step away from theatre, I'd like to go into television and film. That's still something, that's an itch that I really need to scratch. I kind of just want an easier life, in all honesty, and if I go down to London, it's only going to be for something that I really want to do. I don't want to just go into a cast change of something, because I don't think that's going to do anything for me. I want to do something that's creative. I want to work with good people on good work, and I don't want to work just for the sake of it, because I think that will make me very unhappy. I want to do something that's new, fresh, or my own, and important.
And I know you've got a lot of family coming this weekend. Is it nice to be home and closer to them?
Yeah, I mean, lockdown, I don't think I've ever seen my family so much. There was a time when we were going every single week. My family live on a farm as well, so we've spent a lot of time there with my nieces and nephew. And just getting to being like we used to be, but with a completely different dynamic, because there's kids involved now. But yeah, it's like I say, 2020 has been an awful year on so many levels. However, this has been my favourite year in a long time, in all honesty.
Well, you're looking well.
Thank you.
Slightly jealous.
I feel well.
2 stone that I'm carrying since lockdown.
Really?
Yeah.
Good lad.
Didn't bother doing any of Drew McConey's classes. Gave them a miss.
Oh, we did so many like little hits on the roof. I was like, at beginning of lockdown, I was like, I'm not gonna put.
You were actually, yeah, I remember.
I've kind of had to. Yeah.
Good luck. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. It looks like the weather's going to be amazing.
Fingers crossed. Please stay like this. Yeah. Thank you.
free this weekend and near Crewe and fancy some songs under the stars, there are 4 performances Friday and Saturday evening at 7:30 and then Saturday and Sunday matinees at 2:30. This is going to be an incredible show. You won't want to miss it.